Hi, welcome to Pat Talks Law. My name is Patrick Nolan. I am a licensed attorney in the state of Missouri. Today's episode, we are going to talk about how to negotiate a settlement. I've got 10 tips that will help you settle a debt collection account for less than what you owe. So here we go. 10 steps to negotiate a settlement of your collections account. 1. Plan your call. Set your goals before you ever get on the phone. Decide what it is you want to do and how you want to go about it. You need to understand that your collections account is worth a certain amount of money to the collections agency. So, if you want to settle this account for 50 cents on the dollar, plan on starting your negotiations at 25. If you want to settle it for 25 cents on the dollar, plan on starting your negotiations in the 10% range. But understand, if you start off too low, they are not going to consider what you have to say to be credible. 2. On the first call, make no solid agreement. Do not make a payment on your first call. Understand that. That's very important. Negotiations is a process. If you jump to the end, you are either going to leave money on the table or you're going to pay too much. 3. Make sure that you have the money to uphold your end of the bargain immediately. You must have the funds, good funds, available funds, to pay your portion of the settlement immediately when you reach that agreement. That means if you settle a $1,500 collection account for $500, you have to have $500 to cut them a check immediately. If you do not, you're going to lose your credibility and they are not going to negotiate in good faith with you again. 4. When you sit down to make this call, have a notepad on the table. Take notes. Take a lot of notes. Who you're talking to, what you're talking about, how long they've had the debt, what day in the process of their collections is. Understand that those are important things for the collector. Ask the collector if he's authorized to make a settlement in full, and take notes of that. Take notes of who you're talking to. And understand, the collector is taking notes of everything you say. The click, clack you're hearing in the background, that's the collector typing everything you're saying to him into the screen. 5. When you are talking to the collector, remember, the money you have to make this payment, the cash you're going to use to pay this bill, isn't yours. You have to get that money from a family friend, from an uncle, from your wife's uncle. It's not yours and you don't have it right now. You've got to make the arrangement, get the settlement offer from them in writing, and present that to your friend. So remember, you cannot close that deal that moment. You must get the offer in writing. Okay? That means your settlement offer will be faxed, emailed, or mailed to you. I'm willing to bet it'll be faxed or emailed. They'll be happy to do that. 6. Remember, X, we'll call it $500, is the only money that you have available to you for this negotiation. If it goes more than that X amount, you have to have that settlement offer in writing so that you can take that to your funder. And you can tell the collector that you need to do that because your funder doesn't trust you either. The collector will understand that. 7. Make no promise to pay without the written settlement agreement. Don't promise to pay without the agreement in writing. Now, I will say that recordings on phones the quality has gone up dramatically in the past 10 years. You could record your call and have your recording and continue to use that, but your offer should be in writing. You need your settlement offer in writing. 8. Remember, you are dealing with trained negotiators. If that collector becomes excited or you feel is getting abusive, simply tell him that you are done talking to him and you would like to speak with a supervisor, you can still salvage your deal, or you can call back on another day and speak to somebody else. Either way, you should still be able to resolve it. 9. It will take more than one call to negotiate a settlement properly. You'll need to take your notes. You need to write everything down. And you need to make sure that you get the names of everyone you talk to, and you get the extension number so you can call them back. Or avoid calling them back if you want to talk to somebody else. And who you talk to is very important. That takes us into 10 and the final tip for this. The 10th tip is, if you are concerned that you're not going to be able to handle this negotiation yourself, you need to understand that there are professional negotiators. You can hire somebody to represent you in the negotiations. You can hire an attorney to represent you. However, for small balances, it doesn't make sense to hire an attorney. And if you bring in a professional, an attorney, a credit counseling service, something like that, most collectors, and I'll say this, when I was a collector, I shut you down. We ceased offering any settlement for less than the full balance. If you could pay the professional, you could pay me. If you are concerned that you are not going to be able to handle this negotiation yourself, you can hire a professional. You can hire a negotiator, you can hire an attorney. But please understand that on small dollar accounts, hiring a professional or even an attorney could have worse results for you than better. Collectors don't like to see that other people are getting paid the money that they want to collect for their clients and for themselves. Collectors are paid on a commission. When you settle the balance for less than the full, they get less commission. Hiring an attorney is usually effective when the dollar amount justifies the attorney's fee. If an attorney can't reduce the debt by more than their fee, they're not adding value to you. And finally, a bonus fact. Pat's pro tip of the day. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What you put on Facebook comes out in depositions. Please remember to like and subscribe. Share this with anybody you know that may have a collection issue or may need to know. We will be putting more things on our YouTube channel in relation to general law. So please, in the comments, if there's something that you have a question about, be it landlord, tenant, custody, we'll address generalities, not specific state things. But we'll discuss general information that can help educate you to the legal process generally. And we do hope to hear from you. Thank you.